Hello, this is FK Gafgarion, and this is Romancing Saga 2, Revenge of the Seven, and today I'm going to be revising my advanced tips video. And tip number 1, do not focus low TP enemies. I am enemy rank 16, and the most you're going to get from a normal enemy max is about 6 to 6.5 thousand. So 837 would be extremely low TP for these enemies. Okay, tip number 2. This was brought to my attention by a lot of the commenters because I had stated that sleeping in the bed reduced your LP, and I was somewhat right, but it was because of the Darkstone Ring. Now, as you can see, she's 8 LP. Everybody else is really low. Let's go ahead and move that ring over to somebody that had 3 LP. Okay, so now when we sleep, you can see he has now 7 LP, and everybody else went down 1 LP and it transferred over to him. Tip number 3, when you're going up ladders, you can actually sprint up ladders and vines. Tip number 4, whenever you open up a new town that has boat lines to it and it has a boat there, go ahead and travel to those other cities as soon as you can whenever you open them up, and then search for all the chests and also search for all the Mr. S locations. This will help get you a lot more than early in the game than later in the game. Tip number 5. On your team, I always like to have at least 3 melee characters that can use some magic, but they're mostly focused on one melee ability to begin with. And I always have a pure damage dealer and then a pure healer, with both of them having healing and damage spells for when, they need to do that. And one of the best mastered abilities you can put on your damage dealer for your mage is spell damage plus, vulnerable, so that way they're always hitting their weakness, and post-combat HP recovery. And I like to use Ivy because she has the auto BP recovery. If you're using Stone Shower and you get that mastered out, you are only losing about like 4 or 5 BP per battle because she's recovering pretty much all of it. Tip number 6, on formations. Now, every time you get a new emperor, advocate to a different class. That way you can unlock as many of your formations as possible as soon as possible. So when you get Gerard, immediately advocate to somebody else. And then after they die, have that new emperor learn their new formation, then advocate, and just keep doing that until the end of the game. And you're going to have to do this probably about 2 to 3 playthroughs before you can get all the formations to get the achievement. Tip number 8. United attacks. Do not consider resistances on attacks. As you can see, Galactic Rift is Saffron is resistant to it. If you go to United Attack and use your Galactic Rift, it does full amounts of damage. So you can use this to your advantage in fights.
What a team we are. There we go.
Tip number 9. If you want to make a pure healer, you want to go light, wind, and fire. Because you're going to get Reviver, which automatically revives a character if their HP falls below 0. You're going to get Restoration, which is the best healing ability in the game because it cures all status elements and it heals the entire party. And then you're going to get Moonlight 2, which is going to heal almost all their HP from pretty much 1. Now, those are my tips for you, and I hope you enjoy.